welcome to today's broadcast of Lumberjack Baseball here on KOFE 1240, your home for Lumberjack sports. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors and hope that you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now, without further delay, we're going to take you to the field where Tim Parrish is going to bring you the pregame show and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game and go Lumberjacks!
And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here in Kendrick, Idaho, or actually in between, or right, more or less Julietta, actually, where the baseball fields are and softball fields are for the Kendrick Tigers. It's Heimgartner Field on a gorgeous day here in middle of March. Bright blue sunny skies, about 55, 56 degrees out, and a light breeze, so it's a gorgeous day for some baseball. The girls are playing over on the softball fields as well, and I don't think I can see the scoreboards from here, so I'm not going to be able to give you any updates on that girls game. But we have the boys' action here today as they take on the Kendrick Tigers. This is the opening game for the Tigers. This is the third game for the Lumberjack boys. They opened up their season yesterday at Liberty High School in Spangle, Washington, where they got 2 wins against the Liberty Lancers. So see if they can keep that going today and get another win. So we're going to jump into our pregame, but first we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here from Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho.
You know what nobody misses? Dial-up internet. The same goes for monthly checking account fees. P1FCU's Ascend checking is free. Plus, it has all sorts of free benefits, like remote deposit, credit score monitoring, and more. Meanwhile, some people are paying as much as $12 a month for their checking. Some things should just be free. Open your P1FCU Ascend checking today at p1fcu.org/free. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of our Lumberjacks. The Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to the Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet and auction, spirit building, senior nights, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you ready to turn your dream space into a reality? Look no further than Construction Solutions, your trusted partner in residential and commercial construction. From concept to completion, we've got you covered. At Construction Solutions, we specialize in site development with top-notch excavation services, ensuring a solid foundation for your project. Our experienced team is dedicated to delivering quality craftsmanship and exceeding your expectations. Opportunity awaits with Construction Solutions. Whether it's your dream home or a thriving business space, we're here to make it happen. Call us now at 208-582-3305 and let's build your future together. Construction Solutions, where excellence meets opportunity. Visit our website at constructionbylozano.com. That's constructionbylozano.com.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Tim Parrish back here at Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho, where the Lumberjacks getting set to take on the Tigers. And today is the second running of our new streaming setup that we have as well for the radio, as well as with the radio. So on our YouTube, you'll notice that the video is there as well now, and it is being done through a new program we found called Sideline HD, which feeds the video into our YouTube channel, and it does so with a scoreboard overlay with upcoming batters and all of that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Worked pretty good for the softball game the other day, and we're hoping that it works well here today for this baseball game. Right now I've got it pulled up on my tablet with my scoring app just to keep an eye on it, and it looks to be doing okay so far. So far so good with the Sideline HD app so far running for our stream this year. Hopefully it'll stay that way all season long, and add a little bit more of more to our broadcasts for Lumberjack baseball and softball. So today, the Lumberjacks taking on the Kendrick Tigers. We'll take a quick look at them. I have some numbers from last year. This is their first game of the season, but last year they finished 10-4 in league play, 15-7 in overall. They graduated 4 seniors last year: Del Fletcher, Isaac Rigney, Troy 3.40, and a fielding percentage of .932 with 24 errors. So they were a very solid team last year. We haven't played Kendrick for a couple of years, so it should be a pretty good matchup and a good early matchup for the Lumberjack boys. A couple of their players that returned this year, I had 8 players returning, and they all look like they're pretty good batters, and not bad as far as pitching and everything as well. So their starting pitcher today is Noah Littlefield. Last year he had an earned run average of 4.1. I didn't write down how many at-bats and innings pitched that was, but not a bad ERA for him. And on the batting side of things, so one of their returners, Jarrett Harris, had a .483 batting average. Wyatt Fitzmaurice had a .473 batting average. Ty Kemp had a .473 batting average. Hunter Taylor with a .333. Mason Kimberling, .310. Noah Littlefield was .133. Xavier Carpenter batted .400 last year, and Tucker Ashmead batted .483 last year. Wyatt Fitzmaurice had 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 4 triples last season. And Ty Kemp had 7 doubles, 4 triples himself. And Tucker Ashmead had 6 doubles and 3 triples for the Tigers last season. That's a quick look at the Kendrick Tigers. We'll take a break and come back with more here from Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Tired of wasting your money on credit card processing fees? Call Flat Creek Payments. We will help you reduce or eliminate your credit card processing fees. Take a moment to review those fees you paid last month. You know, the ones that slipped through the cracks. Now imagine having all that money back in your pocket. Sounds awesome, right? Let Flat Creek Payments make that dream a reality. Call Flat Creek Payments today, 208-695-1056. That's 208-695-1056. Flat Creek Payment. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Saw and Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware, the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Tim Parrish back here at Julietta, Idaho, Heimgartner Field, home of the Kendrick Tigers today, and the Lumberjacks doing battle with the Tigers in, like I said, Game 1 for the Tigers, Game 3 for the Lumberjack boys in this early part of the season. Last year, the Lumberjacks had a 10-9. I think it was a league record, and I think, if that's right, 15-5. No, 7-15 overall last year, 3-6 in league play. Last night, the Lumberjacks were in Spangle, Washington, as they played the Liberty Lancers. St. Mary's won both of those games, 10-9 and 15-5. St. Mary's coach is Brian Lounsbury and Drake Lounsbury this year. Last time the Lumberjacks made state, I know it's early in the season, but the last trip to state for the Lumberjack boys was in the 21-22 season. Last night, St. Mary's batted .466 as a team. They recorded 27 hits, 13 RBIs. They had a perfect fielding percentage last, just 8, with a total of 15 runs. Well, it says 15 runs, but I know they had 14 runs or so yesterday, 15 runs. So that was a look at the numbers from yesterday. Gabe Long had a pretty nice night. He's a freshman making his varsity debut, went 4 for 4 according to the stats. On Facebook, it said he went 6 for 6, so I'm not sure which one was the right one. Brock Anderson, he had 3 walks last night, no strikeouts, 2 hit by pitches. And let's see here, Trey Gibson batted .333 yesterday. Wyatt Holmes, .667. 600 for Milo Marsh. So not too bad of a start to the early part of the season for the Lumberjacks as the Tigers take the field, as we are just a little bit away from the opening pitch here. Let's see, anything else I wanted to mention about yesterday's matchup. Pitching-wise for St. Mary's, who's pitching for the Lumberjacks? It's going to be Landon Holmes pitching today, and I think it showed he had some pitching stats yesterday. Let me see. Actually, I've got the stats right here, so we can find out. Pitching. Wyatt Holmes? No. Yeah, Landon Holmes. It says that he did make 1 appearance. And he pitched for 1 inning, had 1 strikeout, faced just 3 batters, and 3 at-bats. So he did a little bit of work last night, but not a lot. He will get the starting nod on the mound here this afternoon against the Tigers. Taking a look at those lineups, the defense for Kendrick, Noah Littlefield will be on the mound. Maddox Kirkland behind home plate. Hunter Taylor over at first base. Second base, it'll be Jarrett Harris. Xavier Carpenter at third. Ty Cobb at shortstop. Mason Kimberling in, let me double check and make sure I've got that right, in left field. Tucker Ashmead in center, and William Howard in right field for the Tigers. The batting order for St. Mary's. Batting first will be Brock Anderson. Then we'll have Trey Gibson, Landon Holmes, Gabe Long, Riley Abel, Milo Marsh, Jackson Nantel, Cody Teft, and Ashton Doler is the top 9, or the 9 batters for the Lumberjacks. As the Tigers are just finishing up their warm-ups, and we are ready for that first pitch. Stepping to the plate is the senior, Brock Anderson. Brock last night, like I said, had 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and no strikeouts. I don't think he had a hit either, though, but he got on base just about every at-bat. Littlefield looks in, gets his signals. First pitch is going to be a called strike 1.
Nice pitch.
Littlefield gets his signals from Kirkland. Set, the pitch on the way. That one a little bit high, I believe. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Anderson. Littlefield, a little bit of cleanup on the rubber up there. Now sets, looks into Kirkland. Gets his signals, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A little bit of a low and away pitch there. Got Anderson to bite on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Anderson. Littlefield takes a look there. Coach was doing something. I think he had to get back into the dugout before the next pitch. So the 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be down low. Runs the count to even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Anderson. 2-2 pitch on the way. Oh, catches that outside corner. Strike 3, going to get him looking, and that'll be out number 1 as Trey Gibson, the senior, steps to the field, looks in, sets up, says yes to the call from his catcher, Kirkland. The pitch on the way. Catches that outside corner. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Gibson. Littlefield looks in, gets his signals. Pitch on the way. That one left a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Littlefield set. The pitch on the way. Going to get a big swing by Gibson. Gets just a piece of it. Fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck for St. Mary's, Landon Holmes. His brother Wyatt isn't here today. Wyatt, the senior, is, I think he's playing in a all-star basketball game tonight, if I recall correctly. So I forgot to make mention of that. Wyatt not here. Oh, 1-2 pitch on the way. Get a big swing and a miss. Strike 3, and we've got 2 down for the Lumberjacks. Landon Holmes steps to the plate. Landon, last night, batted .429 on this evening. Second baseman and pitcher, as he's listed here, a junior for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Landon. Outside, ball 1. Once again, top of the first inning, no score, 2 outs, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Holmes, next pitch on the way to him. That one came across a little high. Landon couldn't lay off on that. Takes a swing at it, fouls it back for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Holmes. Once again, it's a pretty nice day for some baseball here in the Valley, Kendrick and Julietta. Next pitch on the way. Low outside on that one. 2 balls and a strike now to Holmes. It's not very often you get early season baseball and softball games in, so next pitch, going to be a nice-looking pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. I think if he could have laid off of that, not took the swing, it might have been a ball high, but Landon couldn't hold off from wanting to swing at that pitch. 2-2 the count now to Landon. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks, nobody on. Littlefield gets his signal, pitch on the way. That one's going to hit him in the back. Lost control of that one just a little bit, and Landon will be on by hit by pitch. That'll bring up the freshman Gabe Long. Had a perfect night last night. 4 for 4 according to the stats on Max Preps. The post on Facebook from his coach said he was 6 for 6 with 6 RBIs. So I'm not sure which ones are the right stats, but in any case, he was perfect last night in his at-bats. So see if he can continue that here. But Littlefield pitching well to start today. 2 outs, runner at first for the Lumberjacks. Long doing a little bit of housekeeping in the batter's box. Now he's ready. Pitcher takes a look over to first base. Now set. Pitch on the way. Nice one. Strike 1. Called strike 1 to Long. Littlefield going to try to throw to first. Not going to be in time. Now I got to remember where that stuff comes from. Count remains 0-1 to Long. Runner on first for St. Mary's with 2 outs. Next pitch. Just at the knees. Gabe couldn't bring himself to swing at it. Maybe thought it was going to be a little bit low, but it's a called strike 2, so he's quickly down in the count. 0-2 to Littlefield. Littlefield takes a look to first. Holmes takes a little bit of a lead over there. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a line drive down the first base line, but it's going to drift foul. Straighten that out a little bit. That would have been a fair ball out probably almost all the way to the fence. Nice cut by Long. I'm assuming that would be maybe a little bit early on the swing if it ended up foul. So the count remains 0-2 to Long. They're going to have the pickoff attempt down to first base. It's going to end up ending in an error as the throw a little bit off the mark. That advances Landon Holmes over to second base with 2 outs. And the 0-2 count for Long. So Holmes is in scoring position, but St. Mary's with 2 outs, Long with 2 strikes. Littlefield takes a look to second. The pitch on the way. Going to ring him up on a called strike 3. You've been working that outside edge of that plate. I think everybody for St. Mary's thought that maybe was wide, but in every case it's been called strike. And that will retire the side. St. Mary's with no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Pretty efficient for Littlefield, just 18 total pitches in the first inning. When we come back with the bottom of the first, it'll be Hunter Taylor, Ty Kep, and Xavier Carpenter, the leadoff batters, with Landon Holmes on the mound for St. Mary's. We'll be back.
Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. And we are back here at Heimgartner Field, bottom of the first inning. No score. St. Mary's got a runner on base by a hit by pitch, got him over to second base, but couldn't get him brought across. St. Mary's had 2 outs. The defensive lineup for the Lumberjacks, Landon Holmes on the mound. It'll have Gabe Long, the freshman, catching. Over at first base, the senior Jackson Nantel. Second base, the junior Cody Teft. Senior Riley Abel at third base. Senior Brock Anderson at short. In left field, senior Trey Gibson. Center field, senior Milo Marsh. And I believe it's a freshman in right field, Ashton Doler. So a senior-laden team for the Lumberjacks this year. Landon Holmes pitching. He's a junior. And he will be facing Hunter Taylor in the first at-bat. .333 batting average for Taylor. Takes that first pitch for a called strike 1. Next pitch on the way. Going to get a piece of it. Fouls it off. 0-2 the count to Taylor. First game of the season for Kendrick. So the first true live pitching they've seen. As I said, St. Mary's had a game 2 doubleheader last night, so they've seen a little bit of live pitching, but that was their first games of the season. 0-2 pitch. Going to be hit into center field. Coming up, making a diving catch. Are they going to give him the out? Yes, they are. And a great play by Milo Marsh, diving in center field to make that catch for the out. Over the years, Milo's proved himself to be a pretty darn good center fielder for the Lumberjacks and for the St. Mary's American Legion baseball team. Brings up Ty Kep. I think he is a senior, and he's going to take that first pitch for a called strike 1. Batted .473 last season. 0-1 pitch to Kep on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count. On deck will be Carpenter for the Tigers. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled off over the fence, and probably the first ball into the creek or the river over there. That river claims quite a few foul balls every year, I'm pretty sure. Count remains 0-2 to Kep. Pitch on the way. That one misses a little low and maybe even inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers. This is the bottom of the first inning. No score. Holmes, the pitch on the way, working pretty quick. That one he loses a little bit of control on. That one misses outside. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch on the way. And to get a swing at that one, and that one's going to be fouled off as well. That one, I think, ended up in the river. Maybe have landed on some dry land. Got a couple Lumberjacks over there looking to see if they can find where some of those foul balls are going. Count remains 2-2 to Kep. Holmes steps off for a moment, back onto the rubber. Holmes still getting his signals. Gets set. The pitch on the way. That one's high and inside. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Kep. Kep having a good at-bat here. Was down early in the count. 0-2. Has battled back to a full count. Next pitch. That one's going to miss low and outside for ball 4. And Ty Kep burns himself a walk as he battles through that one. So 1 out, runner on first, brings up Carpenter for the Tigers. Carpenter shows as a junior on the roster, .400 batting average last year for him. Gabe Long directing his defensive assignments in the outfield. First pitch to Carpenter. Going to have the steal is on. And they're not going to get there in time as Kep gets over to second base on the stolen base. So that puts Kep into scoring position with 1 out. And I didn't see that first pitch was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Carpenter. Holmes takes a look at second as Kep takes the lead off. Pitch on the way, and that's going to hit him. So 2 on for the Tigers. Brings up Mason Kimberling. Mason Kimberling batted .310 last year for the Tigers. Holmes looking over the bag. He's going to throw over to second. Chase is kept back over to the bag. Kep quickly retakes his lead on second. Holmes, the pitch on the way. Chopping ground ball foul down the first baseline. Strike 1. So 1 out, runners at first and second for the Tigers. 1 strike to Kimberling. That pitch is going to be a called strike. 0-2 count now to Kimberling. Some of these guys on this Tiger baseball team just coming off of their straight state tournament trip for basketball. I think they finished second place down at state. Lost to the Camas Prairie Mushers. That was Camas's first state tournament in 50 years win. And there's going to be a error almost. Are they going to get him? He's out at third. The ball was thrown. And the runner on first did advance over to second on the throw. So 2 outs now for the Tigers, and that next pitch is high and outside for Kimberling. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kimberling. So the Tigers still have a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs now. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball, third baseman. It's going to be booted by Riley Abel. An error there on the Lumberjacks. And the Tigers will have runners at the corners. So runners at first and third for Kendrick with 2 outs. Brings up the pitcher, Noah Littlefield. Littlefield had a batting average of just 133 last season. Throw over to first. Not in time. Landon takes a look over to third base. The pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Looked like it had a pretty good level as far as the height for that pitch off the ground. Just missed outside. 1-0 count to Littlefield. Next pitch on the way. That one again, just about the same as that last one. Might have been a tad bit high, but ball 2. 0-2 or 2-0 to the count to Littlefield. Landon gets his signal set. Delivers. Going to get a swing and a miss on that one. 2 balls and a strike now to Littlefield. Holmes takes a look over to first base. Now back into Long. Checks third. Looks at third again. This pitch on the way. Inside on that one. 3 balls, 1 strike. Holmes ain't careful. We could have loaded bases here for the Tigers. Holmes gets his signal set. The pitch on the way. That's a high fly ball. Got everybody making a call for it. Trey Gibson comes over from right or left field and makes the catch for the out. So a high fly ball hit hard and high. Trey Gibson, the senior, able to come over and make the catch to retire the sides. The Tigers have no runs, no hits. 1 error for the Lumberjacks, 2 left on base into the top of the second inning. When we come back, it'll be Riley Abel leading off with Milo Marsh on deck for St. Mary's. Still no score here in Julietta at Heimgartner Field.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Idaho at highschoolofficials.com.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. Lumberjacks taking on the Tigers here at Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho. At the plate will be Riley Abel for the Lumberjacks, one of the seniors. On deck, another senior, Milo Marsh. In the hole, a third senior, Jackson Nantel. Couple more warm-up pitches for Littlefield. Final throw down to second as we get ready to start the top of the second inning. No score. Both teams with one error. St. Mary's has left one on base. The Tigers have left two so far. Littlefield's first pitch to Abel on the way. Going to be a swing and a miss. He tried a little check up on that, kind of on what looked to be maybe a high pitch if he let it go by. It's going to be strike one for Riley. Next pitch, going to be a ground ball. Chopper right to the second baseman's glove, or it gets right through the pitcher, and just a little chopper out to the second baseman. They can't get the throw in time, and Riley will be on with a single. A chopping ground ball right out to the second baseman. Brings up Milo Marsh, another senior for the Lumberjacks. On deck is Nantel. Littlefield's first pitch to Milo, high and outside for ball one. Once again, a senior-laden roster for the baseball squad this year for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch on the way. Nice-looking pitch. Milo couldn't bring himself to try to take a swing at that one. It was a little bit inside, but it wasn't inside enough to be a ball. It's strike one called. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marsh. Going to have the pickoff attempt over to first. Not in time. Makes Abel dive back to the bag. Littlefield checking first. Sets up now on the mound. Pitch on the way. That one a little high in the zone. Ball two. 2 balls and a strike now to Marsh. I think yesterday they said they had temporary jerseys. It looks like they may have gotten their actual jerseys today. Oh, that one I think Milo thought was low and inside, and he's going to get rung up on a called strike, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Marsh. Pretty sharp-looking jerseys. They're all green with gold numbers, green lettering, or gold lettering. Next pitch on the way, 2-2 count. That one a little bit outside. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Marsh. Nobody out, runner on first for St. Mary's. Still no score here in the top of the second inning. Littlefield looks in, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be high and outside. That'll be ball 4. It'll put Marsh on first. Riley Abel on second. No outs. Brings up Jackson Nantel. Lumberjacks take their lead-offs on the bag. Next pitch is going to be low and outside. Ball 1 to Jackson. Littlefield with 27 pitches in the early goings of this game. Holmes had 22 pitches in his first pitches, so next pitch, that's a nice-looking one. A good swing by Nantel, but swings right over the top of it. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch to swing at. 1-1 count. Littlefield checks second. Sets up, checks second again. Pitch on the way. Oh, right at the knees. Called strike 2. I think Jackson kind of knew it right after it went by that was going to be a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson. Nantel, next pitch on the way. That one is a little blooper hit up into center field. And coming over from the shortstop position is Ty Kep to make the catch for the out. So 1 down for the Lumberjacks. Runner still at first and second. Brings up the junior Cody Teft for the Lumberjacks. And he's actually wearing number 3 on his jersey. I have to change that on my rosters. First pitch to Teft. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Littlefield looks in, gets his signals from Kirkland, takes a look again to second base. Riley Abel's taking his lead back there. That pitch is going to be a high pitch. It's going to probably would have been a ball 1, but Teff gets a piece of it, fouls it off for 0-2 now, the count. Just couldn't lay off of that pitch. It looked too good coming across. 0-2 count to Teft. 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll get Teft swinging. And he'll retire to the dugout. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the order, Ashton Doler for the Lumberjacks, right fielder. Littlefield checks back to second base. Abel has his lead off. Marsh has his lead. Next, first pitch to Doler. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. If Doler can get on base, it'll be to the top of the order. On deck is Anderson. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's down low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count to Doler. Takes a look over again to Abel. Abel just kind of milling about out there with about a 10-foot leadoff. And he's going to poke that one out into right field. Coming over, missing it, can't get the catch is going to be William Howard. And Doler will have a possibly 2 RBI triple. Can he get there? No, he's going to be out at third, but 2 runs, I believe, will count. So that was in play. I'm going to call it a double by Doler out to right field, or left, right field. 2 runs come across, and then he'll be tagged out, trying to get to third. And that will retire the sides, but St. Mary's does come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors and nobody left on base for the Jacks. After 1.5 completed, it is Lumberjacks up 2-0 over the Tigers. Bottom of the second inning, it'll feature Tucker Ashmead leading off for the Tigers when we return.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
And we are back. Leading off for the Kendrick Tigers will be Tucker Ashmead, the center fielder, batting in that number 6 slot. Tucker, a senior, batted .483 last year for the Tigers. St. Mary's up 2-0 here, bottom of the second inning. First pitch going to be low and outside for ball one. Holmes, the pitch on the way. That's going to be hit into center field. Drifting back on it is Milo Marsh to make the catch for the out. Hard hit ball, but Milo Marsh, the veteran center fielder, able to track that ball, make the easy catch in deep center field. And the sun right now, I have to kind of maybe mention that. We're down in this valley here in Kendrick, Julietta area, and that sun is off to the left side of everybody. As Jarrett Harris at the plate for the Tigers, and that first pitch is going to be inside corners for a strike. Next pitch is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's fouled back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harris batted .483 last year for the Tigers. Next pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. Going to catch him looking. 2 outs for the Tigers. Brings up William Howard batting in that number 8 slot. He's a junior. Have no stats on max preps from last year for him. May have been a JV player last year. Holmes with 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch. Strike 1 called. If Holmes can get 3 up and 3 down, it'll be pretty effective second inning for him. That pitch just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Howard. One pitch on the way. A little bit high on that one. 2 balls and a strike. I think the up-down location for that pitch was pretty good. I think it was outside a tad bit. Next pitch, that one he's going to compensate a little bit too much. That one's going to be too low. Ball 3. 3-1 count now to Howard. Landon gets his signals from long behind home plate. Pitch on the way. That one's high and inside, ball 4, so couldn't get 3 up and 3 down as he walks that one. That'll bring up the bottom of the order, the catcher Maddox Kirkland for the Tigers. Two outs, runner at first for Kendrick. Bottom of the second inning, St. Mary's leads 2-0. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1 called. 0-1 count to Howard. Holmes looks in, gets his signals. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be a little bit too far outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Kirkland, not to Howard. Howard's down at first. Howard gets his lead down there at first base. 1-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball hit right out to the shortstop. That is Brock Anderson, and that was a hard hit. I'm not going to give that as an error. That was a hard hit grounder that Brock tried to backhand it, couldn't get it in as it took a hop right before his glove. Nice sharp hit ground ball. And we get a courtesy runner for Kirkland. Nate Kimberling will come in to courtesy run for the catcher. 2 outs, runners at first and second for the Tigers. Back to the top of the order, Hunter Taylor. Hit a line drive in his first at bat. That one's going to be a chopper down the third base line. That's going to be foul for strike one. Once again, bottom of the second, St. Mary's leads at 2-0. Tigers have the tying run sitting at first base. And now we have a little something going on down the first base line. Something in the baseline they're trying to get out of the way. I think it was a plug for a base, maybe for a Little League type of game. That baseline maybe a little bit shorter for Little League, so it looked like it was a plug that came out of a spot for first base to be in a different spot. Had to have been, like I said, maybe for like Little League. So they got that fixed up, got the plug back in there. 0-1 count to Taylor. 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Tigers here in the bottom of the second inning. St. Mary's leads 2-0. That pitch is a line drive. That'll drop. Nice base hit by Taylor. 1 run will come across. Oh, no, he won't. They're gonna get a run down here. St. Mary's might be able to get. Oh, he's going to be safe or out. Waiting to see. I think he was safe. They didn't quite. He dove under the ball. Down to third was Kimberly, and a run comes across. So 1 run across for the Tigers. St. Mary's had the opportunity to get him out there, but he was able to dive right underneath that tag at third base. So 1 run across for the Tigers, with the tying run being represented at third base. There's a ground ball hit out to the second baseman. The throw to first. That's Teft to Nantel, and they will get the ground out, and that will retire the sides. The Tigers do come up with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base for Kendrick. The score into the top of the third. It is the Lumberjacks 2, the Tigers 1, and it'll be the top of the order, I believe, for St. Mary's when we return.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks!"
Now we are back. Tim Parrish here at Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho. Today's home of the Kendrick Tigers as they take on the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's leads 2-1, top of the third inning. Brock Anderson at the plate, back to the top of the order. He struck out looking in his first at bat. Big swing at the first pitch, strike 1 for Anderson. On deck, Trey Gibson. In the hole, Landon Holmes. Littlefield looking in. Littlefield has 37 total pitches now. Low inside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Anderson. 1-1 pitch on the way. That was a nice pitch, and Brock couldn't bring himself to swing at it. It's going to be a called strike 2. 1-2 count to Anderson. A 1-2 pitch on the way. That one low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch on the way, and that's going to hit Brock in the hip there. So he'll be on by hit by pitch. I think that's 2 by Kendrick by Littlefield so far. Landon Holmes has 1 hit by pitch. There is a way. Right. Going to have the strike. The strike to Trey Gibson, the stolen base by Brock Anderson. That was a very close play. Great throw by Maddox Kirkland from behind home plate. Just about got that ball there in time, but Anderson now sits at second with the stolen base. 0-1 count to Gibson. Big swing at that next pitch. Strike 2. I think I've seen 2 hit batters for Kirkland, 1 walk, or for Littlefield. I think 4 strikeouts. Well, I was just now looking at the pitching stats. 0-2 count to Gibson. No outs. Runner at second for the Lumberjacks. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Nice stop by Kirkland behind home plate. 1-2 count now to Gibson. On deck is Landon Holmes. Littlefield takes a look to second. The pitch going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. He's going to scoop it up. Can he get there in time? Yes, he does. So the ground out for Gibson. It does advance Anderson over to third base for St. Mary's. 1 out. Landon Holmes hit by pitch in his first at bat. Has a runner in scoring position with 1 down. Top of the third, St. Mary's leads 2-1. Littlefield's first pitch of the at bat is high and outside for ball 1 to Holmes. Holmes was getting some signals from his coach down the third baseline. Littlefield, the pitch on the way. Line drive out into left field, and that'll be a base hit RBI for Landon Holmes. Nice line drive. Brings in a run for the Lumberjacks. Just put it into a spot that was wide open. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for Landon. The number 4. Got to figure out who that is on my roster. First pitch to Gabe Long. And it'll be safe. A little blooper ground ball. I think that's Sawyer Nantel, the courtesy runner. And that ball was just dribbled out to that third base line. First pitch to Riley Abel, going to be low and outside for ball 1. Riley hit a single in his last at bat. 1 down for St. Mary's. They've got runners at first and second. The 3-1 lead here in the top of the third. And Gabe's going to get a courtesy runner for him as well. Amato Stewart getting that courtesy runner for the catcher. Next pitch to Riley Abel up high. 2 balls, no strikes to Abel. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball foul down the first baseline. 2-1 count now to Riley Abel. Of course, both the Lumberjack coaches this year for Lumberjack baseball, both prior players. Called many a game with Drake Lounsbury when he was playing for the Lumberjacks. Good baseball player back in his time. High outside pitch, ball 3. 3-1 count to Abel. Lounsbury, Brian, I think, was a little bit before my time here in St. Mary's calling games, so I didn't call any games, I don't think, with Brian Lounsbury. Next pitch on the way, high, ball 4, loads the bases. Brings up Milo Marsh. Milo walked his first at bat. And coach for the Tigers is going to go out to the mound. 1 out. Top of the third inning. St. Mary's has the bases loaded, a 3-1 lead. It's 53 pitches now for Littlefield. 21 balls, 32 strikes.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's.
And the conference at the mound is done. Coach heads back to the dugout. Maddox Kirkland comes back behind home plate. Littlefield remains on the mound. Looks in, gets his signal, checks the bags. St. Mary's has the bases loaded with 1 out. First pitch to Milo, down low and outside. Ball 1. Oh, 1-0 pitch on the way. That one, nice pitch to take a swing at. Got underneath it. Fouls it back for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marsh. St. Mary's has just 1 out with the bases loaded. Littlefield looks into his catcher, gets his signal set. The pitch on the way. Nice looking pitch. A good one to swing at again for Milo, but couldn't quite get to it. Going to be a strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Marsh. On deck is Jackson Nantel for the Lumberjacks. Pitch on the way. Going to swing under it for strike 3. And that'll retire Milo Marsh back to the dugout. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Bases loaded. Top of the third. St. Mary's leads it 3-1. Nantel steps in for the Lumberjacks. Flew out to center field his first at bat. His first pitch is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch, low outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch can be a swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes to Nantel. That pitch is hit deep into center. That'll be a deep center field 2-run RBI. Let's see, it's going to be a single on the big hit by Nantel. Two runs come across for St. Mary's and leaves runners at the corners. Brings up Cody Teff with 2 outs. Pickoff attempt over to first is not in time. Next pitch on the way. Called strike. And they try the throw down to second base. The stolen base is going to be in time for Nantel, and it also allows the stolen base to home as they tried to get the out at second. Couldn't get that out, and another run comes across. And Cody Teft has 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-1 in favor of the Lumberjacks. High outside, ball 2. Two-one pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 3. Three-one count. Pitch on the way. High and outside, ball 4.
Hey, let's go 5-1. Let's go, kid. Let's go, kid.
Brings up the 51 of Duller. Takes a swing at the first pitch for strike 1. 4 runs across here in the top of the third for St. Mary's. Next pitch to Duller on the way. That one's up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's 1 for 1, hit a double in his first at bat. Bottom of the order for St. Mary's. If Duller can get on, it'll bring Brock Anderson back to the plate. Going to get a swing and a foul ball on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One, 2 count to Duller. Low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two count. Littlefield checks second. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Drop third. Let's see if he can beat the throw out. He kind of took a little bit of a delay there to try to get there. He's going to be safe on the drop third as the throw pulled the first baseman away from the bag. So that reloads the bases. With 2 outs, brings the top of the order for the Lumberjacks, Brock Anderson. He was had a strikeout looking and hit by pitch. Coach for Kendrick wanted to make sure that ball wasn't tipped by the batter. The umpire says, nope, wasn't tipped, so all is safe. Bases loaded. Brock Anderson takes that first pitch high and inside for ball 1. 72 pitches now for Littlefield. One-0 count. Pitch on the way. Nice looking pitch. Strike 1. Outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Anderson. Lumberjacks have now batted around twice. Everybody takes their leads on the bases. Littlefield, the pitch on the way. Inside. A little bit too far inside. That was about waist level, but too far in. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch on the way. Low outside, I think. 3-1 count now to Anderson. Three-one pitch on the way. outside, ball 4. That'll bring a run across. 5 runs across in the top of the third for St. Mary's. They lead 7-1 over the Tigers. 2 outs. Base is still loaded. Brings in Trey Gibson. And another meeting to the mound for the coach, and they are going to make a pitching change at this time. Noah Littlefield will switch out with Tucker Ashmead. We'll take a break while they get the new pitcher warmed up.
Spring is here, and you can make your home beautiful this summer with help from 10th Street Lumber. Besides all the building materials you'll ever need, 10th Street Lumber has landscaping supplies. They have landscaping bricks, concrete bricks, paving bricks, as well as planting materials. So stop by today, whether you're building a deck, a patio, or planting flowers, 10th Street Lumber has it all. 10th Street Lumber at 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, right here in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds is a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor. Looking for a hard-working, reputable, licensed, and insured construction company in Benoit County? Need a remodel, pole barn, or deck? Whatever your construction needs may be, Colton Construction LLC is waiting for your call. 208-315-7333. Colton Construction LLC, licensed, insured, and ready to give you your free estimate today. Give them a call, 208-315-7333. That's 208-315-7333. Colton Construction LLC. Ask about their military discount.
And we are back. Quick reset of the innings. It's been Tucker Ashmead taking the place of Noah Littlefield on the mound. Littlefield goes to center field where Tucker was. First pitch to Trey Gibson up high for ball 1. St. Mary's has 5 runs across in the top of the third, 2 outs. Lumberjacks lead 7-1. Ashmead last year had an ERA of 4.9. That next pitch is popped up high and I believe foul for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Gibson. On deck for the Lumberjacks will be Landon Holmes. Once again as well, the bases are loaded for the Lumberjacks. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Gibson has a strikeout swinging and a ground out in his first 2 at-bats. That was a nice looking pitch. Looked like a fastball. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lumberjacks now have to learn a new pitcher as they make that pitching change. They got to kind of see what his pitches look like. That one's going to be up high and gets Gibson to chase it. Strike 3, and that will retire the sides. Lumberjacks, though, they come up with 5 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 3 left on base. Going into the bottom of the third, St. Mary's leads 7-1 over the Tigers. We'll be back.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Here we go.
And we are back. Stepping to the plate for the Tigers. It'll be Xavier Carpenter batting in that number 3 slot. He's the third baseman for Kendrick. He was hit by pitch in his first at bat. This is the bottom of the third. St. Mary's leads 7-1 over the Tigers. First pitch from Holmes. Outside. Ball 1. That was also a little high. 1 ball, no strikes to Carpenter. On deck will be Mason Kimberling in the hole, Littlefield. Low and outside on that next pitch. Ball 2. Landon Holmes working with 41 total pitches. 2-1 pitch. Going to be fouled off. 2-1 count now to Carpenter.
Ball, 1 strike.
2-1 pitch on the way. That one just misses. Ball 3. 3-1 count now to Carpenter. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one's high and inside. Ball 4. Take a quick look at the stats for... Going to have a quick timeout. Gabe Long going to go out and talk to Holmes, so that'll give me a chance to look at the pitching numbers for Landon so far. He has 1 strikeout, 3 walks, and 1 hit batter so far.
Did she send you the video? That's her and Eric. Yeah.
So Long comes back, gets back, set up behind home plate. Long doing a good job. And it's only his 3rd game, but he is just a freshman. He's played really well. That pitch is going to be a ground ball, a little chopper. Second baseman's going to get the scoop. Can he throw it to first in time? No, everybody will be safe. Tried to take the fielder's choice with the quick throw to the second, to I think it was Cody Teff trying to get it to Brock Anderson to get the tag or the force out at second. Couldn't get it there in time, so runners at first and second now on the little chopping ground ball. Down to the second baseman. So runners at first and second with no outs. Brings up Noah Littlefield. Flew out in his first at bat. Takes a look at that first pitch for a called strike 1. Kendrick has 3 hits in the game. St. Mary with 5. That pitch is going to be swung on. High foul ball. Guys, Abel and Doler trying to see if they can't get over to it and catch that for an out, but it's a little bit too far out of play. Foul ball, strike 2. Once again, no outs. Runners at first and second for the Tigers. Holmes takes a look over to second base, delivers the pitch. Little reaching pop-up there. That's going to be hit out into center field. Coming up to make the catch is going to be Milo Marsh. Again, that's, I believe, the 3rd one he's made here this afternoon on the high fly ball. Came charging in from center field to make that catch. Just outside of just probably about 15, 20 feet short of the infield. Brings up Tucker Ashmead with 1 out. He flew out to center field his first at bat. Runners at first and second. St. Mary's leads 7-1. Gonna try the throw over to second base, and it's gonna get past the second baseman. A little bit off on the throw, but nobody able to advance. So runners still at first and second with 1 out for the Tigers. Tucker Ashmead, pitch to him, fouled back for strike 1.
got more baseballs?
Umpire looking for a few more game balls. They've already put a couple into the river back behind us. 0-1 count to Ashmead. 1 out. Runners at first and second for Kendrick. Pitch on the way. Just outside. Looked like it had good level on that ball, but misses the plate to the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Holmes checks back to his runner. Going to get a ground ball hit to the shortstop. The throw to first in time. They are not going to be able to turn the double play, but they will get the force out at second and call the fielder's choice here. And going to have a quick meeting with their pitcher out at our whole meeting with the whole infield, in fact, with runners at the corners. So 2 outs for the Tigers. Bottom of the third inning, St. Mary's leads 7-1. Runners at the corners for Kendrick with 2 down. Jarrett Harris, who struck out looking in his first at bat, steps to the plate for Kendrick. He's batting in that number 7 slot.
Here we go.
So there's a little bit of defensive game planning, I could imagine, for St. Mary's as Drake Lounsbury went out and talked to the whole infield. Now the Harris, the batter, steps out of the batter's box real quick, calls a quick time. Now back in. First pitch on the way. That's going to be right down the middle. Looked like a fastball. High fly ball popped up in the air. Coming back to make the catch from the second base position is Cody Teft. And St. Mary's will retire the sides. No harm, no foul. The Tigers couldn't get any runs across there. They had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Into the top of the fourth, St. Mary's leads at 7-1, and it'll be Landon Holmes at the plate when we return.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But in St. Mary's, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new Express Lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Mary's.
And we are back here at Heimgartner Field, Julietta, Idaho, as the sun starts to kind of push behind the mountain there. Get a little bit of a shadow over the field here as it starts to begin. Could play some tricks with the outfielders as that starts to move down. I don't think it's going to be too long before it is all shrouded in shade, though, so we'll see what happens. Final warm-up pitch there. St. Mary's leads 7-1, top of the fourth inning. Landon Holmes leading off for the Lumberjacks here. Hit by pitch and a single in his first 2 plate appearances. Tucker Ashmead on the mound. 4 total pitches. Came in of relief of Littlefield there at the end of that third inning. That pitch is going to be down low. Ball 1. Gabe Long on deck for the Lumberjacks. In the hole is Riley Abel. 1-0 pitch on the way. Big swing, strike one, stung underneath that one. Pitch might have been a ball if he would have left it go. Might have been a little bit high, but looked too good to hold off on. 1 ball, 1 strike to Landon Holmes. Once again, his brother Wyatt, I believe, playing in an all-star game this evening. Next one is a ground ball, going to be hit out to the second baseman. He's going to be able to get the scoop and throw to first in time from Jarrett Harris to Hunter Taylor. And there'll be a ground out to get things started for the Lumberjacks offensively. So nobody on, brings up Gabe Long. Long had a single in his last at-bat. That single was just kind of dribbled right down that third base line, not too far from home plate, just into a spot where nobody could really get to it quick enough. First pitch, outside corner, going to get the strike on that one. On deck will be Riley Abel, also known as 8-Ball. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing, ground ball right back at the pitcher. Gets right past the second. No, the second baseman makes the diving stop. The throw to first is going to be, that's going to be a tough one for me to give him an error on, but I think I'm going to have to call it. I'm going to call it a single. That was such a close play at first. The second baseman made that diving catch, got that ball knocked down. That was Jarrett Harris. I thought the ball had gotten past him. He tried to get that throw to first in time. It was a little bit low. Bounced off the bag right about the same time Long got to the bag. So now we got the pickoff attempt over to first. Not in time. Throw back over to the pitcher, got away from him for a second. He's able to track it down. Long doesn't advance anywhere. Riley Abel walked his last at-bat, singled his first at-bat. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a ball outside, and it's going to get past the catcher. Just comes off of his glove and pops out. Gabe Long advances over to second base. 1-0 count to Abel. Runner at second for the Lumberjacks. That pitch. That ball looked like it was, I don't know how that missed him, but it did. It was ball 2. That ball must have curved in at the last minute. I thought that was going to hit Riley. 2 balls, no strikes to Abel. That pitch going to be fouled back. And that one, that's another baseball for the fish in the river back there. 2 balls and a strike now to Abel. Shade quickly coming across this field here. Right now, the only place in sunlight is the batter at the moment. Pickoff attempt to second base, not in time. Gabe Long getting made to stay honest out there. Takes his lead off again on second. No outs, runner on second for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch to Abel. That is hit hard out into into left field. And coming over and making the easy catch is Mason Kimberline for the out. So it was a hard hit ball, but it wasn't in a spot that wasn't hard to get to. So 1 out, runner at second for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Milo Marsh. He struck out swinging in his last at bat, walked in his first. Top of the fourth, St. Mary's leads it 7-1 over the Tigers. That pitch is going to be a line drive right back to the third baseman. And that is showing as the third out. Line drive. Nice catch by, have to give you that in just a second. Line drive right back to the third baseman for the Tigers, which was Xavier Carpenter. Makes that nice catch, and that'll retire the side. St. Mary's. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the fourth, St. Mary's leads it 7-1, and it'll be the bottom of the order. The 8 and 9 batters up next for Kendrick, William Howard and Maddox Kirkland, and Landon Holmes continuing on the mound for St. Mary's.
If you're looking for a great breakfast in a nice little restaurant, then stop by Nellie's Kitchen in St. Mary's. Nellie's Kitchen is located in the River City Mall and serves breakfast from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Try a nice big hot cinnamon roll, biscuits and gravy, or a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Did someone say chicken fried steak? Nellie's is now offering a chicken fried steak breakfast special on Saturday and Sunday. Why not try the best breakfast in town at Nellie's Kitchen, located at the River Cities Mall in St. Mary's? Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks & Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks & Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1,000,000 in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks & Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks & Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks & Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's.
You know what nobody meant?
And we are back. First pitch to the number 25 of Howard, a swing and a miss for strike one. Quick note for those checking it out on our YouTube stream. Not so sure our camera's going to take kindly to the shade coming across the field. If I'm don't sure I can make adjustments while we're live streaming, so I may not be able to change any settings. That next pitch was ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that one is low and inside for ball 2, or outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Howard, who walked his first at bat. So in between our next innings, I might take a look and see if I can change the settings on that to get a little bit brighter view, and we'll find out. Next pitch down low and outside, ball 3. 56 pitches for Holmes. That one misses low and outside as well, ball 4. So the leadoff man on for the Tigers. Brings up the number 9 batter, Maddox Kirkland. Hit a single in his first at bat. I think that was kind of in the center field. I think that one I skipped past too fast and wasn't able to put where it was hit to. So runner on first with no outs for Kendrick. Holmes going to throw over to first, not in time. Runner wasn't very far off the bag, so it was just kind of a keep him honest type of throw out there to first base. Next pitch on the way. Low and outside again. That's all the first, basically all those pitches to William Howard were on that outside. So 1-0 count to Kirkland. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be a called strike. I almost thought that one was going to be a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kirkland. That pitch is going to be a called strike. That seemed like a changeup, kind of an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Kirkland. Next pitch on the way. Check up on that one. He didn't go around far enough to be considered a swing, and Landon is going to appeal to the umpire out there. But yeah, he checked up early enough. Ball 2. That ball definitely did not break the plane there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kirkland. Almost got him to chase that one, though. That's going to be a called strike 3. Got him looking on that one. Going to have I'm going to call it kind of a pass ball. It got away from Gabe for a moment. So runner to second with 1 out. Hunter Taylor, the top of the order for the Tigers. Now, looks like we're going to have a pitching change of our own. As I waiting to see who it is. Is it going to be Riley coming to pitch? Well, we'll let you know about the changes here in a minute. I know Landon Holmes is being is done on the mound. So we'll take a break.
This is dial-up internet. The same goes for monthly checking account fees. P1FCU's Ascend checking is free. Plus, it has all sorts of free benefits, like remote deposit, credit score monitoring, and more. Meanwhile, some people are paying as much as $12 a month for their checking. Some things should just be free. Open your P1FCU Ascend checking today at p1fcu.org/free. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of our Lumberjacks. The Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet and auction, spirit building, senior nights, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
And we are back. We had Amato Stewart come in as catcher, Gabe Long to pitcher, Cody Teft goes out to right field, and second base is Landon Holmes. Coming out of the game was Doler. First pitch is down low for ball one. They're looking, showing bunt, trying to advance the runner around. Next pitch is a little blooper. It's going to be over the head out into center field, and the runner's going to see if he can't come around. No, they're going to stop him. And the runner, Taylor, will get over to second on the throw. I'm going to call it a single. So I have that throw in, keeping everybody honest. And Taylor gets over to second on the throw. So runners at second and third for the Tigers. Brings up Ty Kep. He has a walk and a ground out in his first two at-bats. 1 out for the Tigers. Bottom of the fourth inning. St. Mary's leads it 7-1. That is a high fly ball into center field. Making the catch for the out is the second baseman, Landon Holmes, for the fly out. Runners still stay at second and third. Brings up Xavier Carpenter, hit by pitch and a walk for his first two at-bats. 2 outs for the Tigers. St. Mary's trying to bait Kendrick into trying to get home as they have that pickoff attempt. Kendrick wasn't falling for it. Next pitch, chopping ground ball. Shortstop going to come up and no, can't get the throw in time, and a run will come across. 2 runs will come across. Runner's going to try to get to second, and he will not make it. So we get a single. Runners come home. Trying to get over to second. He'll be tagged out from home to, I believe it was a shortstop making that catch. And that will retire the inning. So it's 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Tigers. The score into the top of the 5th. St. Mary's 7, the Tigers with 3. And we'll be in the bottom third of the order. Jackson Nantel, Cody Teft, and I believe it'll probably be Amato Stewart on deck for St. Mary's when we return.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. And I did get confirmation that we do have Amato Stewart going to be coming in for Doler in the batting lineup. I'm going to try to take a look. It's not too bad. Kind of dark on the screen, but you can still see the field for the most part. I don't think I can make adjustments to the camera while we're live, and I don't want to go messing around with that and have something happen to our connection altogether. So we'll leave it where it is for now. Jackson Nantel to the plate for the Lumberjacks. He has a fly out and a single in his first 2 at-bats. And he'll foul that first pitch off for strike 1. I think it's his first at-bat against Ashmead. And I think that's the 4th ball into the river on the foul balls here at Kendrick. 0-1 count to Nantel. St. Mary's leads at 7-3. That ball is popped up high and no. It is foul. Xavier Carpenter couldn't quite get that ball all the way into his glove from the third base spot. And it is just 2 strikes now for Nantel. So he's down in the count 0-2 to Ashmead. In a tough spot for him. He's got a battle here. Anything close, he's got to try to get a piece of. 0-2 pitch on the way. And he's going to get a piece of that one. That should be a base hit out in the center field by Nantel. Medium line drive out into center field for Nantel. Brings up Cody Teft. Teft has a strikeout swinging and a walk in his first 2 at-bats. And this will be his first time seeing Ashmead from the batter's box. First pitch. Nice looking pitch. Strike 1. And as some of you may know, Ashmead has some ties to St. Mary's. He's related to the Mitchells. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing, ground ball. Fair down the third base line. Yes, they are going to say fair. That's going to be all the way out to the fence. Sliding in safe to third is Nantel, and Cody Teft over to second. I'm going to call it a double. That ground ball just stayed fair across that third baseline. That was a tough one to see from here. I mean, the angle for the umpire was hard to see, I'm sure. That could have gone either way. So no outs, I believe. Runners on second and third. First pitch to Amato Stewart is down low for ball 1. It's Amato's first at bat, first plate appearance in today's game. Going to take a big swing and a strike at that pitch. 0-2 to Stewart. Oh, actually, I've got a ball and a strike. Or a strike and a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Stewart. 1-1 pitch on the way, high and inside. Lumberjack dugout yelling to wear it. 2 balls and a strike to Stewart. No outs, runners on second and third for St. Mary's. Top of the order on deck for St. Mary's is Anderson. That pitch up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Three-one count. Pitch on the way. Oh, just in there for a called strike on the outside corner. I think everybody thought it might have been low and outside, but just gets that edge. Full count, 3-2 to Stewart. Pitch on the way. Oh, that one had to take a swing at anything close, but if he would have, I think that might have been high. Might have ended up being a ball 4, but like I said, you got to swing at anything close when it's a full count like that. So one down, brings up the top of the order with runners on second and third. Brock Anderson, the senior. He's a strikeout looking, hit by pitch, and a walk. I'm sure he'd want to put the bat on the ball here. Going to get a pickoff attempt over to third. Not in time. Ashmead looks back into his catcher to Maddox. I believe they haven't made no changes there. A little bit high on that first pitch to Anderson. 1 ball, no strikes. On deck, the senior Trey Gibson for St. Mary's. 1-0 pitch on the way. Nice looking pitch. Going to get the swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike. It might have been like a changeup. That ball came across with a little bit less velocity. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Good stop by Maddox behind home plate to be able to get in front of that wild pitch, knock it down, not let it get to the backstop, and even let the Lumberjacks think they could advance on it. 2 balls and a strike now to Anderson. Two-one pitch, swung on, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and another one for the Fish to play with in the little river back behind us. 2-2 count now to Anderson. Has to battle here. Kendrick has to go through quite a few baseballs for their home games. It's a beautiful setting here in this valley for baseball. That's going to be a ground ball booted by the shortstop, Ty Kep. And the Lumberjacks going to see if they can score 2 on it, and they do. And the runner's going to slide into second, safe. So we're going to get it in play. It's going to be an error on a hard... I'm not going to call it an error. A hard-hit ground ball to the shortstop. Runners come in. That was one of those ones most everybody probably going to give it as an error, but 2 runs across for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Trey Gibson is going to be a strike 1 called. So we've got 1 down in the top of the 5th, 2 runs across. St. Mary's leads 9-3. Runner at second for Lumberjacks, swinging a miss. Nice pitch by Ashmead. Got him to swing it. That probably could have been a curveball. 0-2 count to Gibson. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Gonna get a piece of that one. Count remains 0-2 on the foul ball. Gibson has a strikeout swinging, a ground out, and a strikeout swinging in his first 3 at-bats. 0-2 count. Ashmead gets his signals from Kirkland. Set, takes a look to second base. The pitch on the way. Inside corner, strike 3 as Gibson watched that one come across. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Landon Holmes. Landon hit by pitch, single and a ground out. Ashmead checks the bags, looks back to Anderson on second. Now the pitch, the swing, ground ball, hit to the third baseman. He's going to scoop. The throw to first is going to take a 1-hopper, but get there, and it'll be a Carpenter to Taylor put out at first base. So good snag there as that one took a 1-hop shot. That will retire the side. St. Mary's 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error on the Tigers, 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the 5th, it is St. Mary's leading 9-3 over the Tigers. We'll be back, and it'll be Mason Kimberly leading off for Kendrick.
Are you ready to turn your dream space into a reality? Look no further than Construction Solutions, your trusted partner in residential and commercial construction. From concept to completion, we've got you covered. At Construction Solutions, we specialize in site development with top-notch excavation services, ensuring a solid foundation for your project. Our experienced team is dedicated to delivering quality craftsmanship and exceeding your expectations. Opportunity awaits with Construction Solutions. Whether it's your dream home or a thriving business space, we're here to make it happen. Call us now at 208-582-3305 and let's build your future together. Construction Solutions, where excellence meets opportunity. Visit our website at constructionbylozano.com. That's constructionbylozano.com.
And we are back. Upcoming schedules. St. Mary's is going to be on the road on Monday. They're going to be playing Grangeville in Lewiston. And sadly, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to that game. We have some prior commitments on Monday, and I thought I was going to make it to those games. But then I realized that the game is at 3 o'clock in Lewiston. And our prior commitment that we have starts at 6 o'clock, and I think if a game takes a couple of hours, I'm not going to make it back into town in time for that prior commitment. So we probably won't be able to make it to that game. We will be, I think on Tuesday, the Lumberjacks play at home, and we'll probably have that game as I think they're hosting Timberlake. First pitch is going to be fouled off by Kimberly for a strike one. Bottom of the fifth inning, 9-3, Lumberjacks lead. Long pitching for the Lumberjacks. That one's going to be a low ball. One ball, one strike. So the freshman getting lots of different duties here in his first couple of games. Starting catcher, doing a good job behind the plate, doing a good job at the plate, batting, and now he's getting his chance to show what he can do at the pitching mound. That one will be fouled off for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one in on the hands of Kimberly, and couldn't lay off from trying to take a swing at that one, and fouled it back as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kimberly. Kimberly reached on an error and a single in his first 2 at-bats. The 1-2 pitch on the way. That one, he just gets out of the way of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I think now the Kendrick dugout saying the same thing St. Mary's has been saying, wear it. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Kimberly. Pitch on the way. Oh, outside corner, gonna just get him. Strike 3, caught him looking. And that umpire's been very consistent with that call. I almost think that those are going to be called the ball, but he's been consistent with that low outside corner. No Littlefield to the plate. 2 flyouts for him. Takes a big swing at that first pitch for strike 1. On deck will be Ashmead, and the hole is Harris. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Littlefield. 0-2 pitch on the way. Oh. And that did get a piece of him. Hit by pitch will put Littlefield to first base with 1 out. Brings up Tucker Ashmead, and I mentioned the ties to St. Mary's. He is, I believe, the cousin of Stacy Mitchell, Cody Mitchell. Cody, who is, I believe, a freshman this year. Stacy graduated last year. Stacy, a 3-sport athlete. First pitch to Ashmead, fouled off for strike 1. He has a flyout and a fielder's choice in his first 2 at-bats. See some pretty good resemblance between Tucker and Cody, actually. 0-1 count to Ashmead. That pitch fouled back, strike 2. Just got underneath that one. It looked like a fastball that came in a little bit high, and Ashmead couldn't hold off from swinging at it. Got a piece of it. 0-2 count, though. 1 out, runner at first for the Tigers. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be left down in the dirt. Kind of a little bit of a wild pitch, I guess you could say. Advances Littlefield over to second. Stewart just couldn't quite pull that one in as it was a little bit low. So I'm giving it a wild pitch and not as a passed ball. 1-2 pitch, swing, ground ball to the second baseman to Holmes, and Holmes gets the throw in time. Ground out from Holmes to Nantel for the second out. Littlefield will advance to third on the throw. 2 outs, runner at third for the Tigers. Brings up Jarrett Harris, batting that number 7 slot. Jarrett struck out looking in his first at bat, flew out in his second at bat. First pitch, big swing. That one a little bit high and outside, but couldn't let up on swinging at it. Strike 1 to Harris. Next pitch on the way. Oh, that one's going to catch him in the shoulder. And that'll put him on at first. Runners at the corners for the Tigers with 2 outs. Brings up the number 8 batter, William Howard, the right fielder. He has walked in both of his first at-bats. On deck is Maddox Kirkland, the catcher. Gabe gets a signal, pitch on the way. That's going to be popped out into right field or left field, caught by Trey Gibson for the final out. And that will retire the sides. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base for the Tigers in the bottom of the 5th inning. St. Mary's leads 9-3 going into the top of the 6th. It'll be Gabe Long at the plate for St. Mary's when we return.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
We're back. Tim Parrish here at Heimgartner Field in Julietta, Idaho, home of the Kendrick Tigers baseball program. Gabe Long will be leading off for the Lumberjacks. Tucker Ashmead continues on the mound for Kendrick. Tucker has 35 total pitches so far on his early time pitching. He has 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, no walks. And I don't know if he's hit a batter yet either. No hit batters for him. He's having a pretty good outing on the mound for the Tigers. Gabe Long has a strikeout in his first at bat, but then singled the last 2 at bats. So Gabe steps up for the Lumberjacks. No outs. Top of the 6th inning. Ashmead, the pitch on the way. The swing, that's going to be hit out into right field. It's a high blooper, though. That's going to be an easy play for William Howard and for out number 1. Brings up Riley Abel, batting that number 5 slot. Milo Marsh on deck. Riley a single, a walk, and a line drive out to the left fielder. That was his last at bat, was that line drive to the left fielder, Mason Kimberling. First pitch up high. Ball 1 to Abel. Abel awaiting the next pitch from Ashmead on the way. High and outside once again. Ball 2. Next pitch on the way. 2-0 pitch. Low and inside. 3-0 count to Abel. That one's going to be left high for ball 4. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a walk for Riley Abel. That'll bring up Milo Marsh. He was out on a line drive to the third baseman Carpenter in his last at-bat. Had a strikeout swinging in his second at-bat and a walk in his first. On deck is Nantel. In the hole will be Teft. As we are in the bottom 4 of the lineup. Ooh, whoa, that was close. That pickoff attempt at first base. Riley just barely got his hand back to the bag on that one. Ashby takes a look to first again, now set. Another little peek over his shoulder. Now the pitch. That one's going to be, ooh, outside. Did he, or was that a, yeah, he offered up at it, a strike. Kind of a late swing there by Milo. Riley will get the stolen base, though. 0-1 count to Marsh. Next pitch, kind of a little blooper hit right to the third baseman as he comes over. Carpenter to make the catch. Little fly ball out to the infield. So 2 outs brings up Jackson Nantel with a runner on second base for the Lumberjacks. Jackson flew out in his first at bat and has had 2 singles since. Both of those singles into center field, short center field, just over the second base. And that's going to be a ball as it's low. And call it a wild pitch as that one pops off the home plate. Maddox Kirkland had to chase it down. So runner at third for St. Mary's with 2 outs. Nantel, 1 ball, no strikes. Ashby says yes to whatever the call is from Kirkland. The pitch on the way, the swing. That's a high fly ball out into right or left field, and that's going to drop. Riley's going to come in, and that's going to be an error on that left fielder. It was a high fly ball. I'm not sure if there was a little bit of confusion. A couple of guys had crashed in on there, and I'm not sure if anybody clearly called for it or not. So a run comes across for the Lumberjacks, making it 10-3 in favor of St. Mary's here in the top of the 6th inning. Cody Teft to the plate, doubled his last at bat. First pitch is going to be outside low, ball 1. I just kind of noticed the right arm of the Lumberjacks has a CT in honor of Coach Craig Teft. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Looked like kind of that same pitch. Got Cody to chase it. So the Lumberjacks honoring the late, great Coach Teft on their jerseys this year. Ashmead gets the signal. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to miss. Low outside. 2 balls and a strike to Teft. St. Mary's once again 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Runner at first base. 1 run across. Throw to first. Not in time. As I believe that was Nantel diving back to the bag. St. Mary's has scored in 4 out of the 6 innings. 2-1 count to Teft. Pitch on the way. That one looked like it was going to come in high and kind of tailed off there at the end, dropped over the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Nice looking pitch from Ashmead. Two pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off and out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Teft. 49 pitches for Ashmead. 16 balls, 33 strikes thrown by Tucker. Teft comes back, picks up his bat. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Teft. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one is going to be in play. High fly ball. Second baseman calling for it, trying to find it. Does. That's Jarrett Harris making the catch for the Tigers. That will retire the sides. Lumberjacks come up with 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base for the Tigers into the bottom of the 6th. St. Mary's leads 10-3, and it'll be the bottom of the order, Maddox Kirkland, for the Tigers when we return.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Tired of wasting your money on credit card processing fees? Call Flat Creek Payments. We will help you reduce or eliminate your credit card processing fees. Take a moment to review those fees you paid last month. You know, the ones that slipped through the cracks. Now imagine having all that money back in your pocket. Sounds awesome, right? Let Flat Creek Payments make that dream a reality. Call Flat Creek Payments today, 208-695-1056. That's 208-695-1056. Flat Creek Payments.
I never muted my microphone. We are back. Maddox Kirkland at the plate for the Tigers. Number 9 batter. First pitch low and outside from long. Ball 1. Gabe pitching pretty good. 7 balls, 13 strikes, 20 total pitches to this point. That's going to be a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Came in relief of Landon Holmes. I think it was in the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one comes across a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike now to Kirkland. Once again, bottom of the 6th inning, St. Mary's leads it 10-3. That pitch is going to be inside. Little bit of a blooper down the first base line. The throw to first in time by Amato Stewart. And the out will be made. That ball barely stayed fair. 1 out. Brings up the top of the order, Hunter Taylor for the Tigers. He has a line drive out in his first at bat to center field, then 2 singles, 1 to right field, 1 to left field. On deck, Ty Kep for the Tigers. First pitch, swing and a miss. Looks like kind of a changeup there by Long. Strike 1. I know St. Mary's, we kind of had some questions as to what the pitching was going to look like for St. Mary's, but I've been fairly impressed so far in this game. And yesterday they didn't do too bad either. That pitch is up high, just as I say that. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. I know early on in his career, Wyatt Holmes was looking like being that number 1 pitcher for St. Mary's, but last year had a little bit of a shoulder injury. That pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. So that is kind of dampen down Wyatt's that aspect of it. He pitched pretty good, though, against Liberty, from what I understand. But it looks like St. Mary's has several pretty good pitchers so far. Just kind of looking at them. I mean, it's early in the season, so kind of a pitcher's game at this point in the season as well sometimes. That next pitch is low as well, so ball 3, just as I get to talking good about the Lumberjack pitching, we've got 3 straight balls from Gabe Long. 3-1 count to Taylor. Let's see if he can recover here. Strike here makes it a full count, so we'll be back to even, basically. 3-1 pitch on the way. That is hit into deep left field. All the way to the fence. That was probably about a foot from being a home run by Hunter Taylor. And it'll be a stand-up double for Taylor. Nice hit. all the way to the left field fence. I think that hit off of the fence at about 300 yards out there, 300 feet, not yards. I think that ball was about 3 feet from going over the fence down that left field line. So what do we have here? Is one out? Yeah, I got one out. Runner on second for the Tigers. Ty Kep steps to the plate. Kep had 2 home runs for the Tigers last year, to go along with 15 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 4 triples. So dangerous batter. That first pitch is up high for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch to Kep. Going to lose that one down in the dirt. Going to have a wild pitch there. Gets Hunter Taylor over to third base for the Tigers. Tigers got a little something working offensively at the moment. They do have one out. Runner at third now. 2 balls, no strikes to Ty Kep. On deck will be Xavier Carpenter for the Tigers. Gabe needs to just regroup. Little blooper single, or little blooper ground ball right back to Gabe, and that'll be an out on the throw to first. Gabe took a second to make sure that the runner at third was going to stay there, and then made the easy throw over to Jackson Nantel, out number 2. Brings up Carpenter, singled his last at bat. That single was out to the shortstop side, and that hit is basically the same direction. That could be trouble. No, it's going to be a nice catch as Trey Gibson comes charging over. Milo Marsh wasn't going to quite get there in time, but Trey does on the fly out to center field. That'll retire the sides. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for Kendrick. Into the top of the 7th inning, St. Mary's leads it 10-3. Bottom of the order, it'll be Amato Stewart stepping to the plate for St. Mary's when we return.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Sun Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Yeah, we are back, and so far our new streaming site or thing we've done for the games is working pretty well with that Sideline HD connected to our... Oh, I didn't want to necessarily do that, but that's okay. Connected to our GoPro. We've got Amato Stewart leading off for the Lumberjacks. Struck out swinging in his first at bat. First pitch, swung on, popped up high. Ashmead calling for it, makes the catch for the first out. Top of the order for the Lumberjacks with 1 down, brings up Brock Anderson. Reached on an error in his last at bat. He hasn't actually had a hit tonight. He's got a strikeout looking, a hit by pitch, a walk, and an error that he reached on. First pitch to Anderson, just outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Brock. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. Brock had to duck out of the way of that one. Again, his teammates in the dugout telling him he should have wore that one. 2-0 count to Anderson. Next pitch on the way. That was a nice pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Swung just under that. 2-1 count to Anderson. Next pitch. That one comes across a bit high. 3-1 count to Anderson. 3-1 count. Pitch on the way. Big swing. Strike two as he swung right under that one. Runs the count full. 3-2 to Brock Anderson. One out. Nobody on for the Lumberjacks here in the top of the seventh. St. Mary's leads it 10-3. Outside, ball 4, and Brock earns another walk. And actually, in fact, I don't think he had any hits last night either. He earned his way on through some walks and hit by pitches, and that's been most of what he's done tonight. Brings up Trey Gibson, struck out looking, struck out swinging in his last 2 at-bats, had a ground out and then a strikeout swinging in his first at-bat. So he's 0 for 4. 1 out, runner on first for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Landon Holmes. First pitch. Nice looking pitch. Good swing. Missed though. Strike one. That pitch kind of tailed off at the end, kind of like a changeup. Started to drop off, and by that time it started to do that. He'd already committed to swinging, thinking that might have been like a fastball. 0-1 count to Gibson. Next pitch on the way. That one is swung on. That's popped up into foul territory. Going to be caught in front of the Tiger dugout by the third baseman Carpenter, and that'll be 2 outs. Brings up Landon Holmes. Landon hit by pitch, a single, ground out, and a fly out. So he's 1 for 3 today. 60 pitches now, or 59 pitches for Tucker Ashmead. This will be pitch number 60 for him. 20 balls, 39 strikes. Pretty good outing for him. First pitch, line drive, but it's going to be right at Ty Kep, the shortstop, and he'll catch that for the out. It was needed to be about 2 feet higher, and then it might have made it a little bit tougher. He would have had to jump up to try to bring that in, but in any case, it was an easy line drive right out to the shortstop. So St. Mary's comes up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left on base in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be 10-3, St. Mary's on top, and it'll be the 4th batter for Kendrick at the plate, Mason Kimberling, when we return.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
And we are back. Lumberjacks 3 outs away from beginning the season, 23-24 season, or 24 season really, because this started in 24. So 3 outs away from starting the 2024 baseball season, undefeated 3-0. The big league game coming up on Monday. First pitch goes behind Mason Kimberling for ball 1. Gabe has 33 pitches, 14 balls, 19 strikes on his time on the mound. Pretty effective because he's been in for 3 or 4 innings now. Next one is a line drive right up the middle, and that'll be a base hit, I believe, yes, for Kimberling. Throw won't quite get there in time. Nice little single right up the middle. So runner on for the Tigers. Noah Littlefield steps to the plate. Littlefield batting in that number 5 slot. 2 flyouts and a hit by pitch for him. It's been 8 hits for the Lumberjacks, 7 hits for the Tigers. Gabe steps off the rubber. St. Mary's has left 8 stranded on the bases. The Tigers have left 9. That first pitch is going to get that inside corner for a called strike 1 to Littlefield. On deck will be Tucker Ashmead. Next pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 2. I'm not directly behind home plate, so I can't quite see perfectly, but that's strike 2. Next pitch, that's a fly ball into left field. Trey Gibson backing up. Going to make the catch for the out. Trey's had a pretty good day defensively. So 1 out for the Tigers. Runner on first. Brings up Ashmead. Ashmead grounded out in his last at-bat. Reached on a fielder's choice in his second at-bat and flew out in his first at-bat. So he's 0 for 3. First pitch going to be a ground ball. Chopper down to the shortstop. Throw to first in time, and they cannot turn the double play. It'll be a fielder's choice once again. And that'll be 2 outs. Ashmead on to first. Jarrett Harris to the plate for the Tigers. He was hit by pitch in his last at-bat. First pitch a little low. Ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way. That one's up high. Throw out to first, not in time. Ashmead with the stolen base. Oh, brings second base up out of the ground with him. Get that back in there. 2-0 count to Harris with 2 outs. Runner at second for the Tigers. St. Mary's leads at 10-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Two-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Harris. 2 balls and a strike. And there's some definite, I mean, he's pitched pretty well, and there's some definite potential for him to improve as he is just a freshman. So Gabe having a good game pitching right now. 2-1. That pitch, though, comes across high. Ball 3. 3-1 count. Next pitch on the way. That is popped up high onto center field. Coming back, making the catch for the out is Brock Anderson, and that will retire the sides, and that will finish up this contest. St. Mary's gets the 10-3 win over the Tigers, starting their 2024 campaign with a 3-0 record. We'll take a break and a quick look at the stats when we return.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Idaho at highschoolofficials.com.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette-Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette-Record, pick up a copy today.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks!"
Spring is here, and you can make your home beautiful this summer with help from 10th Street Lumber. Besides all the building materials you'll ever need, 10th Street Lumber has landscaping supplies. They have landscaping bricks, concrete bricks, paving bricks, as well as planting materials. So stop by today, whether you're building a deck, a patio, or planting flowers, 10th Street Lumber has it all. 10th Street Lumber at 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, right here in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Yeah, we are back. Lumberjacks get the win here today against the Kendrick Tigers by a score of 10-3 over Kendrick. And take a quick look at the stats for the Tigers. They end up with 34 plate appearances, 27 at bats, 3 runs on 7 hits, 6 singles for them today. They had 2 RBIs, 4 walks. They were walked 4 times. Looks like we had 3 strikeouts for the Lumberjacks that they got on Kendrick, 3 hit batters, 2 stolen bases, and the Tigers ended up batting. Where's the batting average for them? I think I already went through that. 259 as a team. Top batter for the Tigers looks like it was Hunter Taylor with a 750. Fielding wise, the Tigers ended up with an 889 on their fielding average. 21 putouts today. And their pitching, it started with Noah Littlefield. He pitched for 2.6 innings, faced 19 batters, and he had 6 strikeouts, 5 hits, 4 walks, a couple of hit batters, and an ERA of 1.575. He had 6 earned runs. Coming in relief of him was Tucker Ashmead. He pitched for 4.3 innings, faced 20 batters. He had 3 strikeouts. 3 hits allowed, 2 walks. He had an ERA of 3.23, and I don't think he hit any. Maybe he had 1 hit batter. No hit batters for Ashmead. For the Lumberjacks, they batted just .258. So you want to see a little better batting average than that for the Lumberjacks. But overall, they get the win. Gabe Long batted .500 today, as did Riley Abel and Jackson Nantel and Ashton Doler. St. Mary's with 39 plate appearances, 31 at bats, 10 runs on 8 hits. St. Mary's had 6 singles and 2 doubles. And I'm going to have to clear up my rosters here because I've got way too many names here. I got to go and merge some guys and combine some people when I get this straightened out. On the pitching side of things, Landon Holmes started the day out, pitched 3 1/3 innings. He faced 18 batters. 2 earned runs for him. He had a couple of strikeouts, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 1 hit batter. Coming in relief was Gabe Long. He pitched for 3.6 innings, faced 16 batters. Gabe had 1 strikeout, 4 hits allowed. His ERA was 1.91, so a pretty good outing. And I think he hit he had 2 hit batters. So overall, a good afternoon for the Lumberjacks in this early part of the season. And once again, they are 3-0 on the early part of the year. Once again, the Grangeville game on Monday, I don't think we're going to be able to make it down to Lewiston to broadcast that game, either the boys or the girls, sadly, just because it's going to cut my time frame way too close for prior engagement that we have Monday evening here in St. Mary's. So we probably won't be able to do that game. We will be at home, I believe, against Timberlake on Tuesday, a doubleheader, so hopefully we'll get that game in. And then the boys, I'm not sure if the girls play, but the boys also have Potlatch on the schedule the following day, so we'll have to see how those go as far as getting those games in for those 2 games next week. And then we'll see what other games are next week and figure out what we can get going, because we have a trip coming up here pretty soon, a family trip, so it's kind of cutting into what we can do for some of our games. We're trying to get ready for this long trip we're taking as well. But we'll get as many games as we can in this next week, and then we'll have Easter break, and then when we come back, we'll be ready to go for the remainder of the season. So Lumberjacks boys looking pretty good right now in the early goings. I'm not sure if the girls game is over yet. They haven't come over here, so I'm assuming they're still going against Kendrick over on the softball fields. But we're going to wrap it up here at Kendrick High School. We hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast both here and on our YouTube channel. And hey, we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!